we know how a compound interest is calculated. There is a principal and there is a rate of interest, and we find the simple interest. We add the simple interest to the principal and we get the amount. The amount becomes the principal of the next year, and it goes on like this. So it means, say E1 is the amount for the first year. P is the principal for the first year. SI is the simple interest for the first year. So let's say A1 is the amount. Now this A1 becomes the principal for the second year. Say A2. A2 is equal to A1 plus simple interest that has been calculated on A1 is added to A1 to get the new amount, that is A2. Let's understand it with the help of a simple example. Say P1, the principal in the first year is rupees 100, rate of interest is 10% per annum, and time is 1 year. So we are going to calculate the simple interest. Let's call it SI1. So we are going to get 100 into 10 by 100 into 1 year. So we are going to get rupees 10. So the amount is going to be principal, which is rupees 100 plus rupees 10, and it will become rupees 110. Now in the second year, the principal, let's say P2, will become this amount. Let's call it A1. P2 will become A1. That is, P2 will become rupees 110. So let's calculate the simple interest again. The simple interest is rupees 11, and we will add this simple interest to the principal of the second year, that is this amount. So we have, we have a new amount, let's call it A2, 110 plus 11. So it is 121. Now what should be the case in the third year? In the third year, we have a new principal, that is A2. Let's call the new principal as P3. It is equal to A2. A2 is equal to rupees 121. Now let's calculate 10% of 121. Let's find out the simple interest of the third year. 121 into 10 by 100 for 1 year. So it's going to be 12.1. This is going to be the simple interest for the third year. Now the amount is going to be principal. The principal here is 121 this time plus 12.1. So we have got, so this is our new amount. This amount will become the principal for the fourth year. Now we see every year the principal changes. We calculate the simple interest based on the new amount, and the principal changes every year. So does that mean that if we say the time period is 10 years, we will have to calculate the simple interest 10 times? We will have to calculate the simple interest for the first year, then we will add it to the principal that was the original principal. That will become the amount, and that amount will become the principal of the second year. We will calculate the simple interest again. We will have a new principal for the third year. This process will go on. But isn't it very hectic and cumbersome process? Isn't there a better way to deal with it? Well, the answer is yes. Let's understand. Now let's say P equal to principal, R equal to rate of interest, T equal to time, and A is the amount. Now let's calculate the simple interest for the first year. For the first year, the simple interest is going to be P into R into T by 100. For the first year, the T is 1. So it's going to be simple interest is going to be PR by 100. First year. So what we do after we calculate the simple interest? We add it to the principal. So let's do it. So the amount for the first year is principal plus simple interest. Here we see P is common, so we will take out P from here and here, and we have P into 1 plus R by 100. This is the amount for the first year. Now in the second year, what happens in the second year? This amount becomes the principal, but before we calculate the amount for the second year, we will have to find out the simple interest for the second year. So let's do it. So we will calculate the simple interest based on this principal, this amount which now became the principal. So we will apply the formula P into R into T by 100. Here T is again 1 year because we are calculating it for the second year. But what is P? It is this. So the value of P is P into 1 plus R by 100. It is multiplied by R by 100. And the time is 1 year. So it comes out like this. P 1 plus R by 100 into R by 100. So we can write it like this. PR by 100 into 1 plus R by 100. So this is the simple interest for the second year, right? Now we have the simple interest for the second year. Let's add it to the principal of the second year, that is this principal. Then we will get the amount for the second year. So the amount for the second year is principal plus simple interest. What the principal is? It is P 1 plus R by 100. That's the principal. And what the simple interest is? It is PR by 100 into 1 plus R by 100. I hope so far it's clear. Let's move on. So here we see that P is common, so we will take it out, and we have 1 plus R by 100 which is common. So we will take it out that as well. 1 plus R by 100 is common. So if we take out P into 1 plus R by 100 from here, we will be left behind with 1 plus, we have taken out P from here, 1 plus R by 100. So here we have, so now it becomes an equation like this. P into 1 plus R by 100 into 1 plus R by 100. So we can write it like this. 1 plus R by 100 square. So this will become the amount for the second year. So the amount for the second year is principal into 1 plus R by 100, and the time, the second year, we are calculating it for the second year, the time I mean, we are calculating it for 2 years. Time will be represented as the exponent. Let's say we want to calculate it for the third year. Let's do it the same way. For the third year, simple interest is going to be P1 plus R by 100. This is the amount. We will calculate this amount has now become the principal for the third year. So this is the principal, and we are going to calculate the simple interest for the third year. Time is definitely 1 because we are calculating it for this year, third year. So this is the simple interest that one will get for the third year. So the amount for the third year will be this principal P1 plus R by 100 whole square plus this simple interest P1 plus R by 100 whole square into R by 100. We skip this one for the sake of simplicity. Now let's take out the commons that we have. P is common, so we can take it out. And we have 1 plus R by 100. It is common in both the cases. 1 plus R by 100 whole square. Sorry about that. So here we are left behind with 1 plus R by 100 again. So this is in the form of A plus B whole square multiplied by A plus B. So we can write it like this. P into, this is 1 plus R by 100 whole square, and it is being multiplied to 1 plus R by 100. So it's going to be 1 plus R by 100 whole cube. So this is easy. So the time period for which the compound interest is calculated is represented as the exponent. Here we are calculating the compound interest for 3 years. So 3 is represented as the power, and the formula goes like this. The principal is multiplied to 1 plus rate of interest by 100 raised to the power the time. So that was easy. Now let's understand it with the help of a simple example. Let's use the formula that we just learned for calculating compound interest. Actually, we calculate the amount. Let's find out the amount. The question is, Amit lent rupees 8,000 to his friend, and he lent it for 3 years at the rate of 5% per annum. Compound interest. 5% per annum compound interest, not simple interest this time. What amount does he get after 3 years? Now we know the formula. Formula for calculating amount after 3 years is P is the principal, and we have this formula 1 plus R by 100, and in the exponent part we have this time 3 years. So the amount is, the principal is rupees 8,000. Rate of interest is 5 by 100. Let's work it out. Amount, here we have the amount as rupees 9,261. If we want to know what was the compound interest that was received, That's again simple. We know the formula. Amount is equal to principal plus compound interest. So, here the amount is 9,261. The principal is 8,000. So, the compound interest is going to be 1,261. So, that was easy.